first and foremost, a lot of uncertainty. I think in the last week, many large US corporations have started their quarterly earning calls with financial analysts, so basically reporting to financial markets. And the general sentiment is negative, is warning, is about the uncertainty. I think the uncertainty is the first factor which is noted. There is also material impact on cost and on supply chain, simply because in spite of the very versatile tariff policy, and that has huge impact on many sectors, that has huge inflation impact on many sectors, the construction sector, for example. But it's not only about the tariffs. It's about jobs lost because of a reduction of headcount in administration. That's material and affecting some of the states. And last point I would make is it's also affecting the credibility of the US, because any economic policy can be understood. However, something extremely versatile, to say the least, is not bringing much credibility to the U.S. signature, and we've seen some of the effect in the sale of Treasury bonds or the volatility of U.S. Treasury bonds in the last few weeks. I don't think there is any return to the pre-globalization era. It's impossible, I would say. Of course, adjustments will happen. But returning to pre-globalization era, where whole value chains would be relocated to one region or the other, be it the US, be it Europe, is not a very reasonable value proposition, simply because the cost of these new investments that would be needed is way too high. Now, I think what we have is US de-risking, because if the US is not a reliable source of production, China is not only driven by producing for the rest of the world, which is part of what it does. It's also producing for its own domestic market, which is a big affluent market, obviously very technology driven. We see that also some of the chips of NVIDIA can be replaced by domestically produced chips. So I think NVIDIA is obviously very eager to make sure that it maintains its market share in spite of the restrictions. But I think this is a strong signal of the resilience of the Chinese domestic market.